Picture this. It's 1 a.m. You're in some dude's apartment you barely know. Music's too loud, vibes are immaculate. At least, that's what you keep telling yourself. Somebody slides a plate across the table. 2 fat lines. You've done this before, maybe twice, maybe 5 times. You handled it fine every single time. So what's one more, right? Spoiler alert, your heart is about to betray you in the most violent way imaginable. And no, it will look nothing like that glamorous Hollywood scene where the pretty actor dramatically collapses and someone calls 911 and everything fades to black with a sad piano playing. Nah, this is way uglier, way messier, and way faster than you think. Welcome to what cocaine overdose actually feels like, from someone already on the other side. Grab your coffee. Oh wait, that's my thing. You won't be needing caffeine where we're going. So let's rewind 30 seconds. You just railed that line, and here's what most people don't understand about cocaine. It doesn't slowly build in your system like alcohol. It reaches your brain in roughly 15 seconds when you snort it. 15! You barely had time to wipe your nose. What just happened inside you? Cocaine flooded your synapses with dopamine, norepinephrine, and serotonin all at once. Think of it like this. Your brain has a recycling system. Neurotransmitters fire, do their job, and get vacuumed back up for reuse. Cocaine walks in and smashes the vacuum. All that dopamine, all that norepinephrine, it just pools there, keeps firing, keeps stimulating. Your brain is basically being electrocuted by its own chemicals. Fun fact, this is the part that feels amazing. Your confidence spikes, heart rate jumps, you feel like you could run through a wall. You're talking faster, you're solving the world's problems at a kitchen table surrounded by people who won't remember your name tomorrow. But here's what nobody at that table is going to tell you. Your body has a threshold, and you don't know where it is. Nobody does. It's not based on weight, it's not based on tolerance, it's not based on how tough you think you are. Some people cross that line on their 10th time, some cross it on their 1st. The difference between a high and a death sentence can be literally milligrams. And tonight, bro, you just crossed it. This is where movies get it catastrophically wrong. In films, the overdose victim just passes out, maybe a nosebleed, maybe a dramatic seizure. Then the scene cuts away, because showing what actually happens doesn't sell popcorn. Let me tell you what actually happens. I've watched it from the other side, and I had to put my ghost coffee down for this one. Stage 1. Your heart. Cocaine is a sodium channel blocker. Fancy term, simple explanation, it jams the electrical wiring of your heart. Your heart doesn't beat from muscle power alone. It beats because of a carefully timed electrical signal that tells each chamber exactly when to squeeze. Cocaine corrupts that signal. Your heart starts beating irregularly. This is called cardiac arrhythmia, and right now you probably just think your heart is pounding from the rush. It's not the rush. It's your heart misfiring like a car engine running on the wrong fuel. Stage 2. Your blood vessels. Cocaine causes massive vasoconstriction. Every blood vessel in your body tightens like a fist. Your blood pressure skyrockets into hypertensive crisis territory, numbers that would make an ER doctor's stomach drop. Your heart is now trying to pump blood through pipes that have narrowed to the width of coffee stirrers. And it's doing this while its own electrical system is glitching out. Picture this, and yeah, I'm using that phrase again because you need to see this clearly. Imagine a fire hose connected to a garden hose nozzle. Now crank the pressure to maximum. Something is going to burst. In your body, that something is either a blood vessel in your brain, hello hemorrhagic stroke, or your heart muscle itself simply gives up. Stage 3. You start to realize something is very wrong. It doesn't feel like the movies. You don't gracefully collapse. What hits you first is the most intense anxiety you've ever experienced. Your brain, drowning in norepinephrine, a fight-or-flight chemical, goes into absolute survival mode. Your chest tightens, not like a panic attack, like someone parked a sedan on your sternum. You're drenched in sweat, hands shaking. And here's the cruel irony. The cocaine is still keeping you wired, so you're experiencing cardiac failure while being hyper-aware of every single terrifying second of it. You're not fading out. You're locked in. Fun fact, and this one's especially brutal. Cocaine-induced heart attacks strike people as young as 19. No prior heart conditions, no family history. One night, one line too many, and the heart froze in the towel. The medical term is cocaine-induced acute myocardial infarction, and it does not care about your age, your gym routine, or your genetics. Stage 4, the seizure. Your brain, overloaded with stimulation and starved of proper blood flow, short circuits. This is not a dramatic movie seizure where someone shakes for 3 seconds and wakes up confused. This is a full tonic-clonic seizure. Your muscles contract so violently they can fracture your own bones. Your jaw clenches with enough force to crack teeth. You're on the floor. The people around you are panicking, if they're even sober enough to notice. And here's the thing that haunts me. Most people in that room hesitate to call 911. They're scared of getting in trouble. They're holding. They're on parole. They wait. They Google symptoms on their phone while you're seizing on linoleum. Every second they waste, your brain cells are dying by the millions from oxygen deprivation. Stage 5, hyperthermia. Your core temperature climbs past 104 degrees Fahrenheit. Cocaine has hijacked your thermoregulation. Your body is generating heat it physically cannot release. Your organs are starting to cook. And I say cook because that is literally what happens at the cellular level. Proteins denature, same chemical process as frying an egg. Your skeletal muscles begin breaking down. This is called rhabdomyolysis. The debris, specifically myoglobin, floods your bloodstream and heads straight for your kidneys like a wrecking ball. Your kidneys, already buckling under your destroyed blood pressure, now have to filter this toxic sludge. Spoiler alert, they can't. They fail. You are now in multi-organ failure. This entire cascade, from that line on the plate to right here, maybe 20 minutes, maybe less. You are cooked in the most literal word of the word. Stage 6, the end. Your heart, battered by arrhythmia, strangled blood vessels, and electrical chaos, enters ventricular fibrillation. It quivers uselessly instead of pumping, or it stops entirely. Cardiac arrest. Your brain loses oxygen, and consciousness doesn't fade like falling asleep. It fragments. Vision narrows into a tunnel. Sounds become distant, warped, underwater. Your last coherent thoughts aren't peaceful. They're frantic, terrified, confused. Welcome to the consequences. Even if paramedics arrive in time, even if they push benzodiazepines to stop the seizures, cool your body, shock your heart back, the damage is already done. Brain injury from oxygen deprivation, kidney destruction, dead heart muscle that never regenerates. You might survive technically, but the person who walked into that apartment is not walking out. Now here's where I'd normally roast you for your choices. But honestly, the scariest part about cocaine overdose is how little actual decision-making is involved past that first moment. You didn't choose to have a heart sensitive to sodium channel blockade. You didn't choose a batch cut with fentanyl, which is now laced into a horrifying percentage of street cocaine and can kill you in quantities visible to the naked eye. You made one choice. Everything after was chemistry and physics, and chemistry and physics do not negotiate, dude. So the next time somebody slides that plate across the table and you think I've done this before, I was fine, remember that every single person who died from cocaine overdose thought the exact same thing. If you want to keep exploring the worst ways to go, hit subscribe. I'll be right here waiting. I'm dead. I've got nothing but time and an endless supply of ghost coffee. See you in the next